Hello, welcome to my wig setup. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am doing something very different, but I hope it will be helpful. Today we're going to be talking about the basics of wig styling, wig care, wig stuff. This video is actually suggested by Samantha. Thank you, Samantha. Samantha asked if I could do a video where I talk about how to trim, style, and brush a wig, which I realized I could do that. My wig expertise is very limited. I own a lot of wigs, but I don't really know much about them in my personal opinion. I'm really not the biggest wig expert by any means, but I do know the very basics, you know, how to trim, how to style, how to brush a wig. So knowing that this would be a video that some of you may find helpful, that's what we're gonna be doing today. I have my wig set up. I've got all my wig styling tools. I got some wigs to show you stuff with, and this is very awkward. I'm so sorry. But yeah, today I'm going to basically be walking you guys through how to do wig basics. Yay, exciting stuff. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to be talking about today is how to brush a wig. Before we start, I'm just going to show you guys kind of my little setup here. So I have the wig on an actual wig head, and I have two little sewing needles poked into the wig on the front, the two of them right here, just to anchor the wig so that it doesn't slide back as I'm working on it. Then this wig head has a little hole in the bottom so that it can pop onto, I'll just show you guys, hold on, this little wig head stand that just clamps to the side of the table. So you just take the wig and you just slide it on there, and you're all ready to go. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our wig comb or wig brush. So I have a nice wig brush here. I also have a wig comb. This one I got on eBay, and this one came free with a lace front wig that I got. You can find these obviously on eBay or at a specialized wig store like Arta Wigs. You want this to obviously be like a wider tooth comb because that's gonna be better for the wig. So I'm gonna use this to start off with. The other thing that helps when detangling a wig is this mane and tail detangler. This one I just got from Arta Wigs Canada. You can find them at beauty supply stores or just generally online. I'm sure you could find it on somewhere like Amazon. It's meant to detangle horsetails, but it also works really well for detangling wigs. It is a silicone spray. So you spray it on the wig and it coats each of the fibers in silicone so they can more easily kind of slide off of one another. And this just makes detangling wigs much easier. So if you have a wig that's super, super knotted, I recommend taking this, just spraying it on there and then going at it using the techniques that I'm going to show you. One thing that you want to make sure is if you have like a hardwood floor or any sort of hard surface flooring, if you spray this against that, it will make the floor really slippery. So watch out for that. If you do get this on the floor, just make sure to mop it up afterwards so that you don't have a super slippery floor. So in brushing a wig, I like to start at the very bottom and then gradually work my way up. So what I do is I just take a bit of the hair in my hand like that, and I just work the comb through it like so. So as you can see, the comb is going through it quite well. There's no real issues. So as long as that's happening, I then go up a little bit further and work the comb down through more of the hair, and then just gradually work my way up until you get obviously towards the top. So that's just kind of the basics of combing a wig. So now for instances where there's kind of bigger knots in the wig, what I do is I do the spidering technique. Spidering is basically where you pick apart a knot little by little until you can easily comb through it. So as you can see, it's a little bit messy. It's getting a little bit knotted in this particular area. So I just take it all apart like this gradually until I'm able to brush my hand through it. Can't quite brush my hand through it yet. So I just pick that apart until, oop, not quite. Okay, there we go. So now I can finally get my hand through it without getting caught on any knots. So now that that's happening, I can then go through, just like I said, go through with the comb, start at the bottom, and then gradually work my way up until we get to the top. So I like to work in each little section of the wig as I go. So I'll start in one little section, I'll go through pulling apart the knots and then going through and combing it. This keeps it from being super overwhelming. Obviously you don't want to focus on the entire wig at once. So I'm just going to rinse and repeat, pulling apart the knots and then combing through the wig, starting at the bottom and working my way up. And now we are all good to go. The wig is all detangled and combed out, and it's ready to be worn. So now that we have our wig all combed out, detangled, ready to go, we're gonna move on to trimming the wig. Now for this, I'm just using these sewing scissors that I got from the dollar store. These are quite dull just because I've had them for so many years. I recommend getting actual wig scissors, which you can find online from companies like Art of Wigs. I have yet to upgrade to actual wig cutting scissors. I should definitely do that. But for today, I'll just be using these scissors that I have on hand. And then you also wanna make sure that you have a piece of cardboard or newspaper or something basically to catch all the hair that's gonna be falling down. If you can cut this like over a garbage, that also helps too. Just making sure that you don't get the fibers everywhere. So for this example, we are going to be cutting the fringe here. So what I like to do is I first like to figure out how short I want it. I just take the hair in my hands, hold it a little bit above the approximate length that I want to trim the wig. Then I take my scissors and pointing them upwards, you want to make sure that you always point them upwards, I cut into the wig just like that using the very end of the scissors, just like this. This is going to ensure that the hair doesn't look too choppy when you cut it. It's gonna make it look more natural and less kind of chunky. And so I just gradually work my way through the bangs, just cutting upwards. Also be careful not to cut your hand. And that's why I like to hold the hair a little bit above where I'm actually cutting it. And I just gradually work my way around there. So once I've done my first little run through, I just pull on the hair a little bit just to get any little bits of hair to fall out. And then I like to just take a look at it, see if it's all even, see if I'm happy with it. There are some hairs that are a little bit longer, so I'll go in and just cut those. Here it's looking a little bit long, so I'll just go in there and snip it a little bit more. You can also just comb it out to get any little bits of hair out and also to check the levels of the hair. And I'm pretty happy with that. So that is more or less how you would cut a wig. So next we're gonna be talking about styling wigs. I'm gonna be going over teasing, spraying, and spiking. I feel like those are kind of the main pillars of wig styling. I will say that I don't have a lot of experience with like really intense wig styling, so I can really only kind of go over these basic steps, but hopefully this will be helpful. So I have my very disheveled tracer wig to show you guys as an example. So we're gonna first talk about teasing. Teasing a wig is basically when you back comb it in order to give it volume. So it's good for things like spiking, or if you're wanting to give more volume to your bangs or like the base of the wig, that's basically what you would do to achieve that. So we're gonna just tease a little section of the wig. So you take the portion of hair that you want to tease, you take your comb and you literally just do this. And then once you let it go, it stays like that. That is basically what teasing is. Now, obviously, it can look really messy once you've actually teased it. So once you've done the teasing to actually give it the volume, you're then going to want to kind of go over it and make sure that the outside of it looks neat. So I just do this by gently combing it just to clean it up a little bit. And that's kind of the gist of how you clean it up. Then you can go back and tease it a little bit more, clean it up a little bit, and now you have this nice piece of hair sticking out. That's kind of the general thing that you're gonna wanna do to give it volume. So to keep it in place, we're then gonna spray it. The main product that most cosplayers swear by is Got To Be hairspray. So that's definitely the one that I recommend. So we're just gonna go and we're just gonna spray this piece of hair like so. Now, when you actually spray the hair, little beads will form on the wig from the actual hairspray. So I like to go in and just slick it all down so that you don't have those beads showing. Then I'm gonna spray it under there, slick it down again. And that's just kind of the gist of spraying your wig. Now we're gonna talk about spiking. So for spiking, I use the Got To Be Glued spiking glue. I'll just show you guys what it looks like. It's pretty gross looking. So this is just like a goop that you get. Oh no, it's spilling everywhere. I'm an idiot. You work it in through your hand to make it into kind of a glue. Delicious. Then you're gonna go and you're just gonna work it through the tip of the spike to give it a more kind of spiky finish. But you basically just do that. I'm gonna go wash my hands because they are disgusting. And then I'm just gonna clip this. I have a little bit of extra hair here at the top. Just gonna clip that off. So once that's all dried and everything, you will have a nice kind of crisp tip to your spike. This is a very messy spike. I apologize. This is just to give you guys an idea of what to do. Obviously, if I was spiking this for real, it would look a lot better than this, but this is just kind of a test piece to show you guys, so I didn't make it like the best looking, but hopefully this is good enough to give you guys an idea of what you should do. But anyway, that is our finished spike. All right, so there, okay, oh gosh, I have hair, there's hair everywhere. I feel like this was an incredibly awkward tutorial video. I apologize, but hopefully you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to show you guys. Those are kind of the basics of how to brush, trim, and style wigs. Despite this being a very awkward video, I hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you guys have any styling tips or wig care tips or what have you that you would like to share, please by all means leave them in the comments. We can chat down there about wigs. If you guys are new to the channel and you'd like to see more cosplay related videos, I put out new videos every Sunday morning, and it would be great to have you guys here, so feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you as always for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. I will see you guys all next time, but until then, Panda Faces, please be sure to take care. Bye.